am almost 1 year post-op from my ACDF surgery, and guess what? I have 4.5 months left to prepare for a 12 to 14 hour black belt test in karate. Oh, I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna get there. And I'm gonna show you what I'm doing to prepare for that test and to make it through safely. I'm Amy Giaquinto, I'm Mama Fix It. This is my ACDF recovery journey and my black belt journey. What exactly is it gonna take to get through this black belt test? Well, let me tell you a little bit about what's on the black belt test. First off, you run through all of the previous belt tests. So white, yellow, orange, green, purple, blue, red, brown, and black. That is, what is that, nine different belt tests that we get to run through. And you get to do them over and over again. So we'll do the white belt test, then we'll do the white belt and the yellow belt test together. Then we'll do white, yellow, and orange together. So it builds on itself all day long. And as part of those tests, we always start out with falls and rolls. I calculated it up. That is something like 400 falls and 200 rolls. Yikes, that is a lot. And that is the bare minimum. That is if everybody in our group does every fall and every roll perfectly. If they don't, we will have more. Okay, that is just the warm-up. I'm gonna show you just a quick sample of what is gonna be on this belt test. I'll start with some falls. I'm not doing some of the rolls yet. That might be something where I have to do more falls as opposed to rolls. So let me show you some of my adaptations. First up, we have back falls. So that's exactly this. We're just gonna go back, whoop, set, and up. Ugh. For my surgery, I was actually able to get up without using my hands. So that is goal number 1 for me for my back falls. The front falls, those are real fun too. In a front fall, somebody's pushing you from behind. So not only do you have to get up, but you have to get up and you have to be ready to fight the person behind you. So each time, so we're going down, we're going out, oh boy, that didn't work. So here, somebody pushes me from behind, here, fall, up, and here. I used to be a lot faster with those before the surgery. So I'm gonna have to work on getting up quicker for those. I'm also gonna have to work on my knee strength and stability because doing over and over, doing falls and rolls like that, oof, it's gonna be a challenge, yeah. Whew. So the next one is we get side falls. Here, kick, monkey jump up. Here, and monkey jump up. Next up, we do our back rolls. So we're here, over and up. That is not looking real great right now. You notice the one side's nice, this side, not so much. Damn it. That's something else I've lost, but it's okay. I only have 4.5 months to get it right. There we go. Combinations. First one is like for white belt, it's just offensive back fist, reverse punch, things like that. Or slide round, step, front, jump, front kick. Some of the other ones are pretty intense cardiovascularly. So offensive back kick, twist kick, 1, 2, 3, ha! And then again, there are all those toasters. And I also have a hard time because right now, my elbow is still a mess. So the other thing I gotta do is I have to be really careful about how I'm doing my push-ups, see that hurts. So push-ups might not be something I can do for this test, so I'm gonna have to modify. And the same thing like with the front rolls, I've been modifying by doing front falls, but that's a lot more front falls. So it's gonna be possible, I will get there. Until then, I am just going to be working on a lot of cardio and strength training. Lots and lots of strength training, doing whatever I can to get my arms and legs strong. I'm going to be working a lot with my foam roller, so that my knees stay healthy. So I'm gonna just roll my knees out. Well, it's actually rolling my IT band out here. There we are. Oh yeah. And just sitting on those tissue restrictions and being very careful. I'm also going to be doing a lot of squats. And the problem with me is that sometimes in a squat, I get to a range where this whole area just gives out on me, and then it leads to back pain because I have a lot of lumbar issues too. So my physical therapist suggested using a weight to elevate my heels a little bit so that my chest angle is the same as my shin angle here and here. I'm also rebuilding movement patterns when it comes to every way I move and not allowing my back to do this number when I'm tired because it likes to hyperextend, making sure everything is nice and square and making sure that I don't go out of my workspace for anything we do. Oh, I forgot. We also get to do self-defense. So there are a whole bunch of different self-defense strategies we use, whether it's someone coming at you with a knife or a stick and you do things, or whether it's somebody coming at you, diving after you. So some of those I will be able to do, some of them I will not be able to do. I just need to be aware and be very careful when I'm doing the test, not to get caught up in the adrenaline and do something stupid that hurts not just my neck, but any other part of my undifferentiated connective tissue disease, floppy fibromyalgia-ridden body. I'm gonna work a lot of one-legged exercises because as you can see, I'm a little wobbly. And the other thing that has been really bothering me are my feet because the muscles in my feet are not ready to do that many hours barefoot. So I have been gradually building up. The other day between 2 days, I did 3 hours of karate one day, 2 hours the next. My feet were pretty sore. I start getting tendonitis. So I do my foot exercises. I sit there and I find a towel on the floor and I scrunch up my towel. And then I'll find, as I stand, I'll stand on one foot and make sure that I'm kind of pressing into my big toe and squeezing my big toe so that I make an arch and then relaxing. And then balance exercises here too for my feet and ankles. So here I can go up and then I close my eyes and hold it for as long as I can. Believe it or not, that's really hard. It's really great for proprioception too though. So I'm gonna close my eyes. So we have to do our forms. So here, kuku kata. And the other thing we have to do is we have to do those forms backwards. And we have to do them at all different angles. So that's gonna be a mind-melting challenge at the end of a day where you only get a half an hour break for lunch and that's that. So that's exciting. I gotta show you something. I have a brand new training partner for sparring. Let me go get her. Because I'm not allowed to spar anymore, which really sucks because I love beating on people and it's just head to toe fun. I still decided that I needed to go to sparring classes because, I'm still learning skills, but Sensei won't let me have a partner even to do two-step sparring. So I have, come on over, Jerry. This is Jerry. Jerry is my imaginary sparring partner. So when we are out on the mats and we're working drills, guess what? Jerry is my friend. So I can do all the things that I normally do, but with an imaginary friend. Yeah, it's not quite as satisfying, but every now and then Jerry gets in a good hit. Oh, nice job, Jerry. Fist bump. Yes, it's totally ridiculous, but so is falling asleep and waking up to have emergency ACDF surgery because you blew a disc in your sleep. So if we're gonna be ridiculous, let's have some fun with it. There are very little activities out there other than sparring and full-on randori grappling that challenge your cardiovascular endurance as much. So that's why I wanted to go back to those classes so I can start building on that, because another thing that has kind of fallen downhill since my surgery was my cardiovascular endurance, because it's really hard for me to have that cardio endurance when I'm not allowed to run or bounce and jump and do all those high impact activities. However, I am riding my bike and going up hills. I have a nice little uphill training route, so I get to go to the downhill on the way down, woohoo! But making sure that I'm cross training that way. I'm doing lots of walking, and again, the strength training while maintaining my physical therapy exercises, because if I do not do those exercises and stay current on them, I am so afraid, and I know myself, that I will end up hurting myself. That is how I have been training for my black belt test so far. I'm increasing the amount of time that I'm walking super fast to try and bring up the cardio. I'm doing multiple classes in a row back to back, so sparring and normal class or a couple of normal classes. I'm also continuing to assistant teach. I'm also trying to become hyper aware of where my strengths and weaknesses are so that I don't get hurt, and so that I can work on the weaknesses. And then also I'm aware of my limitations. There's been a lot of fear around this whole process. Am I going to be able to survive a 12 to 14 hour black belt test? Like, it's normal to be afraid before a black belt test because they are super intense. But the problem with my fear is that sometimes it comes out as a reluctance to want to train. I give myself a quick, swift kick in the butt, boink, and then we go to the dojo and I train, and then I'm fine. But even at the dojo, when we're doing certain activities that are perfectly safe, like we did some knife disarms the other night that didn't involve any falling or any impact, I was still feeling really anxious and just, I don't know, out of it a little bit. I feel stupid sometimes, like almost like I don't have a right to be there. And that is all negative internal thought, bad internal thoughts. So I need to work my way out of that and work myself into a more positive mindset. One of the reasons why I love working with and training with teenagers and kids, because they don't let any of that stuff get in their way. They're very in the moment, very in the present. And so I have been taking an example from the wonderful kids who are also training for their black belt test in my group. So hopefully, as I get more and more comfortable with the movements, and as I get more and more comfortable with this new body that has, had its trouble and still has its troubles, then I will stop with the negative self-talk. Fear, fear, fear. I need to let fear drive me forward, not hold me back. I don't think my left arm is ever gonna be as strong as it was before my disc blew out. There's just some nerve damage. I'm still numb through here. So, that combined with this ulnar nerve hopping out of the groove, I don't know. We'll see. I can only do what I can do. So my motto, you can only do the best you can do on any given day. So wherever your best is, you push it to the best every single day, and then you are happy with it and accept that that's where you're at. I hope this motivates you in some way. If you're on the path to black belt, go for it. Just go for it. You've got this. You can do this. And I will definitely keep you posted as to how my training goes. I'm already doing 1,000 times better than I was. I'm Amy Giaquinto. This is my black belt journey after ACDF recovery. I'll see you later. Bye.